Hey guys, what's going on? This is Sean from Untitled Education. Today we're going to discuss part 2 of that CELPIP sample video that we had. Part 1 covered all the 4 questions, sample answers. The link for that is in the description. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's very informative. Now we're going to do part 2. Once again, we're going to use the power of our templates, and if you don't have those, check out the playlist at the end. I'm going to put it again, the CELPIP 7-day crash course at the end of this video. You want to see that for all modules of your CELPIP test. But without further ado, today we're going to start with our speaking part 5, and we're going to do 5, 6, 7, teach you guys the sample, the best strategy to use, and show you how to answer those questions. So let's look at the first question we have here. We got this question. Again, it gives you 3 options. I've just narrowed it down to 2. So basically your friend wants to purchase his first ever car and there's 2 options in front of him. Let's get to the options. So the first one you can see is in a classic mint condition, a very good car, and the other one is an ugly looking car. So I'm gonna go with the good one. All right, so I'm gonna start my timer here and I'm gonna keep this picture in front of you guys and in front of myself. We want to cover everything in 1 minute. That's the whole point, to cover everything in 1 minute, to have a good tone, so we can show that we're being natural, not just reading off things. And also not, that's what I want to say, not reading off things exactly, but also paraphrasing them, making them sound natural in our own words. All right, let's get started. Let's do 1 minute. Hey buddy, how's it going? I heard that you were looking to purchase your new car. That is just completely exciting. I'm so thrilled and happy for you. I can't even tell you. But listen, I know that you're leaning towards that old dirty car, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you, but it is a pretty ugly car. I know it's classic, but what about that classic brown colored car, or I would say the copper colored car that we saw that day? That was in perfect condition. It also is environmentally friendly, and you know, that's a big thing nowadays. Who knows, the old cars with a lot of smoke might be taxed in a few days. That's one thing. On top of that, it has a very low noise. Who wouldn't like that? You will feel like it's a smooth ride with less noise. Furthermore, your car, your choice, drives fast in races, but you're too old for races, and you understand the maintenance is required soon, costing you tons of money. Please listen to my advice and stick with the copper colored car. I hope you understand my suggestions. Talk to you soon, buddy. That's it. All right, so that is less than 1 minute, about 56 seconds, I think, on my timer, and covered all the points. I mixed the points as well. That's what I want to mention too. So when I was talking about the classic car in mint condition, I said perfect condition, and then I added also it is environmentally whatever. So trying to say both things in one sentence, because I cannot have one sentence on every point that's listed there. I need to combine 2 or 3 features in one sentence in some cases, because my time is running out and I gotta make sure I answer all those questions. Use the template, and I was natural. I kept calling him buddy. One thing I noticed when I replayed my last video, and I mentioned in that video too, that I wasn't very happy with question number 4, where I didn't have good connectors. So today I'm making sure that I have good connectors. Just like I assess students, we assess ourselves as well. So another thing I did there was using really good connectors. I said furthermore and a bunch of other ones, however as well. And in these cases, you can really use however, nonetheless, nevertheless for comparison-based questions. Let's look at the next question, and this one is number 6. So your friend promised he promised you that he will attend your wedding, but due to work obligations, he will not make it. You're seriously starting to doubt your friend's sincerity. Either call him out on it, which means, you know, you tell him, hey, I don't think you are really having some work. I think you're just making it up. Or number 2, urge him to try to convince his boss for a change in schedule so, well, he could attend your wedding. Okay, tough one. This is always a difficult situation, and a simple way to handle it is simply go ahead, start the greeting, and I'm going to select option number 2 because, you know why? Okay, let me tell you. I'm going to select option number 2. Because there's lots of things I can say there. I can give him examples on how he can approach his boss, and I can have, you know, a very depressed tone at the start that I'm so disappointed you cannot attend, and then an uplifting and encouraging tone at the end, telling him, hey, we have a solution. If I pick option 1, my whole tone is going to be depressed. You know, it sucks, you can't attend, I thought I trusted you, etc. And the problem with one tone and one question is you cannot do a range of vocabulary. You cannot have all the fancy words because you just have one expression that you're focused on. That's why I'm going to select option number 2. So I'm going to start with the greeting. I'm going to tell him it sucks you can't be here. Then we're going to move on to solutions, which is again part of the template. You go with alternative if some situation is terrible. And you finish off again saying that, what you would naturally say, that hope to see you soon at the wedding. Let's start my 1 minute here. But now I'm going to say not buddy, I'm going to say an actual name like Mark, because I want to keep a variation of my vocabulary. Hey Mark, how's it going? I got your message and it sucks. I understand that you have to work, but honestly, it just feels so terrible for me to miss you on my wedding, and you're going to miss out on the festival of the century, to be honest. We're going to have a really popular, fancy styled wedding, and the theme is going to be off the charts. However, I believe there is a wiggle room here. I know your boss is very hard-headed and stubborn. Nonetheless, there is a way to convince everybody. Why don't you go to him one-on-one whenever he's free, not when he's busy, and convince him about attending my wedding, letting him know that you are his top employee, making record sales, always beating his quota, and you deserve at least a little bit of authority and liberty when making your schedule. I think that should help, and I really expect to see you in my wedding. No excuses. All right, Mark, talk to you soon. Okay, so I was looking at my time, and I was, I think, 59 seconds, which is okay, but I like to finish at 55 seconds. However, here there were a lot of things I was trying. I was trying to use connectors. I know I said however, so then I said nonetheless. I was very happy when I did that. I also was having that change of tone from it sucks at the start to the end, telling him, hey, you're the best guy, you made quotas, you're a great salesman. And then the voice, the volume went up because I was uplifting and encouraging. So that's one thing you want to do. And it was realistic, right? Making up situations like you're the top salesman and, my wedding is going to be the wedding of the century. Who says that? Real people. People in actual daily conversations say that. People in the CELPIP exam say that, it's my wedding, you should come. I don't like it, you don't come, and so on. But you got to touch on real life situations, give it a real picture, use your imagination, and that gives you points for task response for the content. Okay, let's look at the next question. So this is a debating question, and here you got to be a little assertive. You got to have that passionate tone, because now you have another chance given to you by the examiner where they are judging if you can change up your tone and be a debater all of a sudden. So you got to do 3 points, first, second, and thirdly, and start with your opinion, finish with rephrasing your opinion. If you think I'm going a little fast, don't worry. Everything that I'm saying is written in our templates and explained in our templates. Once again, at the end of the video, you will see the CELPIP Crash Course playlist. Just check it out. You'll have everything you need. Let's look at question number 7. Do you think a 40-hour work week is justified, or should we be working more hours? Very good question. Okay, I have a take on this. I've talked about this before too. So let's get started. 1.5 minutes. All right, 3 points. You got to think of 3 points. I don't know my 3 points yet. I'm going to think of them when I'm speaking. It is natural. It is something that you do in daily conversations. You don't get any preparation time. So you want to come up with it as you go. And if I don't come up with it, I'm going to use some fillers like, firstly, I think that. Secondly, it is also true that. Thirdly, it is very important to understand the fact that. So by saying all these words, I'll get some point. I'm going to think while I'm saying these things. Hopefully I wouldn't have to use them. Let's get started. The topic of a 40-hour work week has been a very interesting topic engraved in political discussions from the get-go, from the start of the century, and probably this topic is going to be there forever. Now, to understand what opinion I should have, we should understand the current world situation. If we're in a country, for example, Canada, where our economy is quite behind and we need to catch up, I believe that we should work more than 40 hours a week. Firstly, again, reflecting the fact, and again, it is a true fact, that we're so behind from other economies like China, like even Japan or the US, who have always been the little brother. We need to catch up. How we can catch up is by making probably better products or being more innovative, or simply increasing our work hours. Secondly, by increasing our work hours, we'll be more adjusted to this economy. This economy is based on inflation and high prices. Plus, it's based on competition, what your neighbors have, what your family and friends have. with working more hours, we'll have an edge on our competition, but at the same time, we'll be able to afford luxuries in life that we couldn't with a 40-hour salary. Thirdly, I believe doing this kind of work will make us more active. Nowadays, we're so lazy with all our tech devices, but working about 50, 60 hours will make us more active. That is my opinion, and I stand firm by it. Okay, I couldn't really complete the whole conclusion. I like to rephrase the whole opinion in the conclusion. I couldn't do that in this part because I ran out of time. However, I made sure that I did a version of it. I rephrased it by saying that I'm very, I think I said I stand by it, and I did a little version of that. Got the 3 points in, got the fancy words in, got connectors in, used the template, used examples to explain what I mean, and I spoke passionately. The tone, the volume was up because I spoke with heart, and that's why you should pick a topic that is true to you so it represents what you actually say instead of sounding like a phony. And the last question, the fourth one today, which is actually the eighth question, is you found this really strange street sign and your curiosity is making you call your spouse about it. Provide him/her a clear description of what you can see in the sign. Let's have a look at the sign. Okay, awkward sign. Let's do 1 minute and we'll call our spouse. Hey honey, how's it going? Look, I know it's random. We don't really talk about street signs, but I found this street sign, which is so awkward. It is a sign with a circle and the red border that you normally see with speed signs. The reason I thought I should tell you about it, and again, I know it's awkward, but the reason is this sign has a guy who is peeking just from behind the red border. And I know it's hard to picture. However, think of someone sneaking up on you and maybe you are, let's say, in your room or you are doing something in your office and there's someone sneaking behind you just trying to take a peek very secretively. That's what the sign is showing here, and it's right above my parking. So I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to park here or if I'm being seen. I just don't know what this means. It's really awkward. Do you have any idea what this means? Let me know. Okay, so I don't really know how to end the conversation. Do I say, okay, that's the sign, take care, goodbye? No, I think we're probably on the call and she's going to give me her opinion, so that's how I ended it. I kept telling her it's awkward, because wouldn't you? In normal life, in real life, you would, because it is an awkward thing and people don't really talk about street signs on a call with their spouse. I had a student who answered one of the questions. It was a tragedy situation where someone was hurt, and he answered the question saying that he was calling his parents and he said, don't worry, mom and dad, I'm okay. And then he described the picture. And I applauded him on that. I said, you know what? Everybody else was just describing the picture without telling mom and dad, hey, I'm okay. You did that, and that's the most important thing, because in real life, you will do that. Your mom and dad will be curious if you're okay. So you did that, answered that realistic question, and then went on to describing the picture. So yes, you described the picture, as I did with the red border, defined the guy, how he's sneaking, but at the same time told my wife that this is so random, because that is... who talks about that? But yeah, it's CELPIP. You can get those kinds of questions, and that's how you want to answer it. Realistically, using expressions and having pauses, using fancy words. And again, if you are not sure how to speak like me and how to score a 10, 11, or 12, check out the crash course video right here. You'll learn everything you need for 7 videos, 7-day crash course. Check it out. It's a complete playlist for everything you need for CELPIP in all modules. I hope it helps. And if this video helped you, if it provided value in your life and your learning, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.